Thank you all for taking the time to consider these words today about resilience. I never propose to give you the answer to life's questions. Usually I give you more questions to consider. So I hope this doesn't distract you or take you away from your intended path. But I hope it makes sense to you as we get into discussion today. Now, the title, Breaking News with a question mark. It was written that way for a reason. I'm saying to you that breaking news is not possible. Because when you hear something that appears as new to you, as news to you, including, unfortunately, even this very message today called resilience in this episode. The announcements and the breaking news or breaking new, it arrives as broken or being specific and exact. Anything appearing as new or news to you arrives as dead on arrival. You don't trust systems or status quo by nature. I suggest you apply your attention and intention and whenever you're listening to or receiving, and also your own integrity. Integrity in the processes required to give birth to any system or structure or model. You see, the process survives and adapts and adjusts to change. But fixed models or structures or systems cannot do this by themselves. As I said before, quoting from a British analyst, Mr. George Box, he said that all models are wrong, but some may be useful. And as Eckhart Tolle once cited that all structures are unstable. So on that point, do not rely or put your focus on fixed systems, answers, solutions, models, or structures. They are all wrong. Start there. They are all wrong. But some may be useful from their inception and in context, but never forever. You ever heard of diminishing returns or the eventual obsolescence in things like systems, structures, restrictions, models? You ever heard of that? They are all wrong eventually and may be useful for a period of time. But internally developed and learned processes, those will sustain you and in your direction, in your continuity, in your consistency, and in your ability to adapt and improvise in movement. You know, I have that tagline in the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. The sub-tagline is Process Models for Life. So given this discussion so far today, maybe I should update that to properly reflect and revere and respect with gratitude the constant given to you and I each day and in every moment of the day. So I will remember to cite in my book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, and maybe change that underlying or sub-tagline to say, Process Models for Love. Yes, very impossible to structure or fix or manage the love grace to you and I. So I agree that that statement sounds quite optimistic, maybe even Pollyannish. To place process models on your expression of love. But I have that habit, a good one, hopefully, to seek out the positive and yes, and the underlying constant and consistent love. Even under adverse, excuse me, and difficult moments in the day. But just like in the great moments of the day, the good and bad and ugly are just surface parts of the moment. Because if you can put your resilience in your personally developed and defined process for love, that's where you can find solace, silence, and space to embrace the love you never created. That's where you can find the solace, silence, and space to embrace the love you never created. Just consider this as an introduction to resilience, the beauty of presence, a process model for love. Thus, this message and model may be long, this message and model may be wrong like the rest of the other hundreds of 820 episodes. But this message today may be useful to you. I'll never know. I love to hear or see in my experiences and in my travels where maybe it did touch someone in that way. As I said before, maybe giving you the example of this guy and to not do that. So even though I'm citing the strong yet delicate connective tissue called resilience between us, I can't give you the answer or the solution. I give you how I came to this conclusion. No, I came to this observation. Can't be a conclusion. I came to this observation about the importance of resilience. But even though I got there or was guided there through the graces presented to me, I did not prescribe them. I didn't create them. Yes, I produced this message in this podcast. Yes, I was the vessel to let words come through me and end up on paper in the book. But just to restate, I did not create any of that. It was given to me to discern, observe, communicate to myself, to my creator, and then it was allowed to come through in some physical format. Or in this case, in this episode today, over these waves of sound that hopefully are coming from my heart to yours. Stay present in the present moment. Stay strong in the current. Remember, wherever you are in this world, it is always a